And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard Graham, host of Country Cousin. And I told you we've got a great show lined up for you tonight. My dear friend Bambi has just dropped into the studio. So, hey, we ain't gonna put that note in yet, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give it a segment for real now. So anyway, my dear friend's here, named Darian, I get it right, and he's running for Congress. Now, y'all know all these elections going back to back, you know what I'm saying? And nowadays, with all these elections being back to back, you got to go and get in the soup pot, bring the ham bone, get you some pinto beans and cornbread, you know, crush it up in there, do some dipping in there, you know what I'm saying?
Stop over at Miles, right?
Yeah, chitlins. Y'all go see my friend Miles, and hey, he's got it going on. He the fish man. Woo, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I got Darian here. Darian.
I'm just gonna correct you real quick. It's Dary Rezvani.
Yeah, there it is. Rezvani. I can say Rezvani. I thought ravioli, but you know, I'm just gonna let that one go.
All right.
You know, but he's here to talk about the campaign. So y'all take a trip with me down memory lane for a minute. Let's talk about these crazy campaigns that's going on in America. I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, okay, so Dorian. I get it right, Dorian. Okay, yeah. So now you're running a campaign for Congress.
I am.
Tell my viewers why.
I'm a concerned citizen who just couldn't sit still anymore. I think that we've seen the trajectory of this nation ultimately head downwards and for lack of a better term, spiral downwards.
Right.
We need actual leadership in these positions. We've seen how long the federal government takes to actually pass legislation and make meaningful change. So at the end of the day, what we need is people who are willing to stop this rhetoric that's coming out of, ultimately all three areas of the federal government.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm. And that's good. It really is. So now, we don't want to name your opponent that you're running against, but we want to tell the people actually, and what you're trying to do. So when you step in this position, how will you be helping veterans, those that's on the street? Because we got a major concern about people on the street. We got a major concern about those who are homeless right now, and just working on this. You know, a lot of people's trying to help, but then a lot of people spinning their wheels and getting nowhere.
Absolutely, and I think, Rich, we've actually talked about this, but a lot of these drivers are mental illness, right? And unfortunately, we have a lot of situations where the money is not being spent in the best use cases.
Right.
And ultimately, when and Fresno is no exception, we walk down some of these areas and you see veterans on the street.
That's
and
right.
It's a lot of it comes from a misconception that homeless people are just lazy, or they should be the ones changing their future.
Right.
Not to say that people don't have their future in their own hands, but at the end of the day, if we're pushing these people out and we're just using terminology like they're crazy, it dehumanizes them. And when we dehumanize, we're not putting ourselves in a position to make anything better.
That's right. You're 100% right. So one of the things is that we need to help these people.
Absolutely.
Help get them off the street, but we need to put them in a better condition than what they are. Other than there's a lot of companies out there that I've run across over the last few months and the last couple of years that are they're not doing their job. I'm going to say it like that. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of the people are faithful about doing their job. Some isn't faithful about doing their job. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And they know who they are and what they're about. So. But yeah, we need to make sure that we get them off the job, get them off the streets, and do it correctly, and make sure it works for everybody.
Absolutely, it's
a win-win situation for everybody. And so, in the campaign now, I know how tough it is. What would you ask your voters to do for you?
Listen to the ideas that I have, and ultimately, I want to encourage everyone to do their research, because ultimately. As a Democrat, everyone loves to throw this terminology out there with like socialism and things along those lines. Right. At the end of the day, the things that I want to do is just even the playing field. This has nothing to do with the type of economy that we're running, but it has to do with equality and ensuring that everyone is playing on an even playing field and given the actual American dream. And the American dream shouldn't be stopped at the color of your skin or the religion that you ultimately practice. Right.
I learned in the state of Arizona, they was talking about a few months ago about the immigrants and the people that come across from Mexico, right? So it was suggested over there about the kids that came across with their parents at the age of 1 year old they ought to be, because they grew up in the United States. They know no other life. But they ought to be certified as American citizens.
Yep.
Okay? And there ought to be some type of law or something put in place that would get them certified. If you come across from Mexico with your parents, I mean, you had no choice.
Absolutely.
Okay? And doing so, with that in mind, it was either survive or die. Yep. So the parents brought you across the United States. They was illegals, yes, but the children grew up here. It's the only life they know. Why can't we certify them if they're working? They got a job. They're trying to find a job. What have you? Going to school, getting an education. Why can't we certify them as American citizens?
Well, let me ask you this question. Okay, so a lot of the talk right now is about Venezuela and Central America.
Right.
What's more American than walking 2,000 miles to enter the country?
That's American.
Right. That I mean, if you want to talk about people who deserve to be in this country, talk about giving up everything, going through the risk of coyotes, being murdered, on that trek. The trek itself is dangerous.
Right.
And then to finally see the gates of America, and then to be treated as they are now, ultimately, they just signed a bill that was $4 billion in additional appropriations to the privatized prison companies that run the border camps.
Wow.
At the end of the day, if we're going to be spending $4 billion, doesn't it make a lot more sense for it to go in the way of judges and administrative costs so that these asylum seekers can be given their due process?
Right.
That's
the whole idea is trying to get people processed. The whole idea is trying to work out a solution that's comfortable to everybody. Exactly. And prison isn't the solution.
Well, and at the end of the day, the children are still being separated from their families.
Right.
As a developed nation, we should understand that the first 5 years of a child's life are the most important, and separating them from their families right now is creating, psyche harm that cannot be undone, and we're going to end up dealing with the repercussions 10, 15 years down the road.
You got that right. It's just like what happened to the veterans. The veterans wind up going to the VAs, different VA clinics and stuff like that, don't get the help they need. They get kicked down the road. After a while, they give up. And when they give up, then somebody says, well, how come he didn't get the help he needed? How come he's on the street? Because he been there, and they kicked him down the road. Now, and then to make it even worse, you got people who are voted into office who kind of shy away from the VA thing or the VA problems and all of that. So, hey,
well, short-term savings end up being long-term costs.
Yes.
Right. That's the end of what happened.
That's what happened. Yeah. So, when is the election?
So primary is March 3rd, and I need each of you to get out there and check Dary Rezvani.
It ain't like Country Cousins, y'all. You got to do that.
We'll get to us at primary. We'll get the best Democrat out there, and then November 3rd we'll take on Devin Nunes. And I don't want to put any pressure on anyone, but Election Day is my 30th birthday, so.
Hey! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Dary! Happy birthday to you! I'm just saying, yeah. Great job, man. We appreciate having you here. God bless you.
I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Go have you back again on the show.
Absolutely.
Great talk, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? I thought.
Dary for Congress. Check it out.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Since he said that, it's in the state of California. We need. Now we see it around the world. We need to correct it. He's in the state of California, Central Valley, California, Fresno.
Dary Rezvani.
Yeah.
Congressional District 22 in the great state of California, in the greatest nation, United States of America.
Now,
Dary for Congress.
If you're in Britain, you can't vote for him. Well, yeah, you can. You can vote for him, but we don't know if it'll count. But if you're in the Air Force now, Marines, Navy, something, it'll count. Yep. So there it is. Okay? So we good, man. So we're going to go to a couple of songs from Kenzie Rose, my former co-host, and we're coming back. We're going to be with Miles Gilbert, the greatest fish man I know. He cooked that fish. I ain't for real. And he put them sliced tomatoes on there. Woo!
Well, he was talking to me about his mac and cheese. And
man.
That's what I was saying. If it doesn't actually make it feel like my heart is pumping harder after I eat mac and cheese, I don't want it.
I'm just saying. All right. Y'all stick around. Don't go nowhere. Come on back and join us. Make sure you done fed your dogs. You done pulled in all of your rabbits and whatever. Got shoes kicked off, and you're drinking a big tall glass of iced tea. We'll be back in a few minutes. Here comes Kenzie Rose, one of the greatest country singers around. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Country Cousins. I'm your host. Hey, this fabulous fella you see sitting next to me, his name is Dary. And y'all you know what I'm saying with that? Hey, fine fella, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what can I say? He don't look nothing like Robert Lloyd, though. But Robert ain't here. You know, I just got somebody to step in and fill his spot. You know what I'm saying?
I got a little bit going on.
Yeah.
Yours is a little bit yours is a little bit more junior than what I got going on over here. But.
Hey, you know. He could be from Hollywood, though, now. Ain't nothing passing us up tonight. So, I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to look like Hollywood. I'm trying to look like Washington, though.
Oh,
That's what you gotta know.
He gotta have a lot of makeup for that, don't he? Everybody. he can't get a lot of makeup for that one, don't he? George! Hey, George! Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, welcome back. And again, we want to thank our sponsors that's here tonight. The sponsors, Daryl Holden, does the work for installation. What is a home? Insulating the housing units. What's the word I'm trying to use?
I don't know. I'm trying to
the one
figure
where you put in the
insulation.
Strips. No, the stripping. I'm sorry, I'm blank tonight. Just
Floors?
bear with me. When PG&E come in and do the
solar.
No, PG&E do weather stripping around the house.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, that's it. They're holding that does weather stripping for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
I don't know how I wasn't able to come up with that.
I would just
very detailed description, but
named it too. No, but anyway, yeah, great guy, and the people that sponsored this show for Country Cousins tonight. And again, I want to welcome everybody, all my family folks from back there on the East Coast is watching the show. My sister's in Detroit. Her name is Connie, and she's watching. My brother, retired Marine down at Yuma, Arizona. Jimmy, he's watching, and my other brothers are watching from Tennessee. Plus the Just Passing Through Gospel group with Ken Youngblood, Gary Argo, Jeremy James. I just drew a blank. Daniel Campbell, yay! Hey, Daniel, and my buddy Daniel, and Tommy Winan. There we are. Okay, I got it. I got them all together. Just Passing Through Gospel Group out of McMinnville, Tennessee, and all of the good folks down there in my hometown. And I got a new a young lady I'm working with back home. She's my granddaughter, my goddaughter,
okay.
And she plays guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
are you going to get her on the show?
Yeah, I've been trying to Skype her, and I got to get her Skyped in from down there.
Okay.
She's going to be on the show. I'm just saying, she does really good. She's really good at this. I think she'll be one of our next country music entertainers down in Nashville.
Okay.
So it's all good. So
well,
anyway,
you said back home. This is home.
Well, yeah. Well, no, this is secondary home. I'm a transplant, they call it. You know what I'm saying? They plant you from one side to the other side. I'm a transplant, so there you go.
Well, you know what they say. Once you come to Fresno, you can't leave. I don't think anyone says that, but we need to make that a thing, right?
If they treat me right,
exactly.
I'll be right here. If they treat me wrong, I'm going along. Just if they treat me right, I stay right here. But when you treat me wrong, I'm going home. Just saying. Yeah. So anyway, we're back, and we're running the last hour of the show, and we're so glad that all y'all could join us from all across the nation and the world. And we thank our veterans for watching tonight, whether you're watching from the USS Tarawa, are you watching from the USS Kitty Hawk, are you watching from, wherever you're watching from, the Philippines, Australia, France, wherever you may be watching from, we welcome you to the Country Cousins Show tonight. And, yeah, we hope that you're enjoying the show. Having a good time. We want to put a smile on your face. We've had some great singers tonight. Kenzie Rose is on the road tonight performing, and the other lady was I'm drawing a blank. Got it. Sharon Williams that does the gospel. Yeah, Expressive Worship. Yeah, there it is. She was here. We showed some clips about her, and we're going doing the blast from the past. Okay, so I'm talking with my hands. Do I look like I'm lost? I really am. So just bear with them.
I don't know what to do with my hands. No.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, tell the people about you're in your campaign.
Well, hold on. Let me take it for a second
take it.
Because I feel like I've done a lot of talking. And,
you have.
Well, that's what politicians do, right? Yeah. And the problem is they don't listen. So, Rich, what are the three most important issues for you?
Food, food and food.
Okay, all right. Well, we got Miles over there, right? So, all right. I got to come up with some legislation that puts Miles on the agenda then, right? That's
Well, he has. I'm just saying, when I was working in combat, the most important part was to stay next to the child truck. Nothing else didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You go to the field, I ain't got to get hungry. If I stay next to the child truck and the cooks, hey, everything else is cool. They're the people that you protect. Now, for real, in the military, if you protect, you got to protect your corpsmen, though. Because corpsmen you need in combat. You need them in the field when you're out there training. You need them in the combat zone. You need them when you're running all sorts of things. So the corpsman, the mess truck, and the enlisted club. I'd say officers club, but they sometimes expendable. But
well, hey, we need each and every last one to protect the country, right? There's you can joke about it. You're the veteran. I gotta walk a tightrope with those jokes. So.
Hey, we love them though. They do a great job. Hey,
course.
but the best job I ever had.
What?
Best job I ever had was driving for Pappy Boyington. And some of y'all, some of you older folks know this. Pappy Boyington, one of the most decorated veterans during World War II and stuff, and flying combat missions. But also, it was the wait a minute. I want to make sure I get everybody caught up now. The Red Tail Flyers. I think I said it right. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Red Tail Flyers. That was never mentioned during the World War II. Is the African American groups that flew in World War II, that flew more combat missions safely than any other squadron there was in the military. That I salute them, okay? And not only them, but I salute all of our Hispanic military veterans that served, and our Native American Indians that served in the military also. Code talkers, we salute them. For the tremendous job that they did in World War II. And it's a lot of groups, a lot of people who came in from different cultures to make up and to pave the way for America, and I don't think America should forget them.
Well, so, it seems like quite a few people are forgetting that.
Yes.
Nowadays.
Yes.
We've seen multiple Hispanic immigrants that served Hispanic veterans now be deported.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we've seen multiple Middle Eastern members of the service experience the same thing.
Right. And they shouldn't have, because they was promised their rights, and they was promised. Excuse me. They was promised to become American a citizen after they served in the Vietnam War. And the problem was, we think, is that when the Secretary of the United States at that time didn't complete the transition of paperwork or signing them off and making sure it got done after the war, whether he was in office or he was out of office, it should have been a rule put in there that it would be done no matter whenever they got through with their term of duty. That's what it should have been. Okay? And it wasn't done, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we have trouble with that. Anyway, we're going now. We're back, and we're gonna talk some good stuff now. Cause I'm telling you, my fish man's coming back, and my hat's falling off. Y'all gonna see my wig in a minute. Y'all see that? Woo! Oh, don't scare me like that. I'm just saying. But anyway, so back on the campaign trail right quickly, and let the people know what you got going on, where you're going to be, and where they can vote for you at, all that good stuff right quick.
All right, so let's see. What do we got coming up? The biggest thing that we have coming up is a candidate forum at the Democratic headquarters here in Fresno.
On U Street.
That'll be August 28th. I believe from 6 to 8 p.m.
All right.
I invite everyone to come out and witness that, because that will have all three of the Democrat candidates.
Yes.
And again, to, I guess, connect to what I was saying earlier, come listen to who has ideas and who actually has a plan to move the Central Valley forward.
I'd come if they got food, but they ain't got no food.
I'm sure.
Oh, they serving food.
Is that what I need to get? Is that how I get you there?
That's how you get me there. Ain't that right?
I'll stop by McDonald's. I'll make sure.
Hey, don't stop by McDonald's. I'm scared.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I will stop by fabulous fish and fish and fries.
Yeah.
There you go. That's I'll bring some catfish and.
Man, look, you have a parking lot.
There we go.
You
But-
want to be able to walk up in that joint.
But yeah, look, that's the biggest event that
Yeah.
we have coming up. I invite everyone to come see that.
That's right.
The primary is March 3rd. The general election is November 3rd. We have, it seems like quite a ways away,
Right.
but ultimately that's going to come up quicker than
Right.
you can imagine. So
Right.
I invite
Primaries
everyone to
in
come
March.
visit my website, daryforcongress.com. If you'd like to call and talk to me, if I'm not making fundraising calls, the phone number is 559-712-4321. Dary Rezvani, and I hope to eventually represent this area in Congress. So.
Amen. Brother, it's good to have you on the show.
Rich,
Appreciate
thank you for having me, man.
I had a great time.
Let me just say one thing. I don't think there's been one person more welcoming in this community than you
You gotta
throughout
come back
this
to the
thing.
show.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, anytime you call, I'm
Okay.
here. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Get back to the show. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what we going into, technician? Hey, I got Robert doing double duty. I love him. Y'all give him a round of applause. He's working it tonight for me. He's been in front of the camera, behind the camera, and Robert's working it for me tonight. So we're going to a commercial and we're going to music or what?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to a commercial. We're going to some music. We'll be back. And we be back. We got 2 more guests coming up. We're going to try to help get this thing wrapped up. Y'all stick around. We're going nowhere. We'll be back.
CentralValleyTalk.com